I'm so glad to see you here again. I missed you. It's been 2 weeks since we last hung out. And if you're new here, we haven't hung out yet, but I hope after this episode you decide to stick around and hang out with me again and again as I continue to put some episodes out. Welcome to Momstrosity Podcast. I am your host, Kelsie. I am so glad to be here to speak to you guys and to really just lay out this platform for everybody to be a part of. It was such a warm welcome back on my first episode. So many of you reached out to me, old listeners, new listeners, and just told me what the podcast meant to you. And that means so much to me, you guys. If you only knew, anytime you comment or you message, I try and get back to everybody, but it really means a lot to me to hear what Momstrosity means to you, or what the episode or the message meant to you, or hey, this really spoke to me. I'm going through this right now in my life, or I've previously went through that with my life. Like, I love hearing that, because all I've ever wanted Momstrosity to exist for is to be a place for everybody to just feel like, you know, maybe not this episode, but there's going to be an episode where maybe something I say or something a guest says, it really resonates with you and it makes you feel empowered or impacted or seen and validated. So it's been really exciting. It's honestly fueled me to not give up on this little podcast stream of mine just by listening to each and every one of you. It means so, so much to me. So if you're new, like I said, or if you're a returning listener and you want to send me a message on any of my social media platforms, or leave me a comment on my Spotify, my Apple Podcast, or my YouTube channel, just know that that is fuel to keep me going and to keep pushing this podcast forward, even on the hard days. And gosh, as you guys listened to last episode, there are a lot of hard days that I went through, but I will say this, I've felt the strength and the encouragement from each and every one of you that have listened to Momstrosity. And for those of you that do not know, Momstrosity is a place where we are unhinged, not unaware. You can follow me on my social media platforms. I am on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram. If you search Momstrosity Podcast, I certainly will pop up, I hope. M-O-M, not Monstrosity, Momstrosity Podcast. So just make sure that your autocorrect doesn't ruin things for you, so you can come and follow me on my platforms. I like to do fun giveaways. I like interacting with you, and it's just really been a fun opportunity to get to know my listeners, people I do know in my everyday life, but also new people. It's been very exciting. So what in the heck am I going to yap with you about today? I'm sure that's the question you're all thinking. Well, I guess more life lessons with Kelsie. I've been going through a lot recently, like just with like personal, what do I want to say? It's like personal growth or personal questioning of like, I've been hearing the Billie Eilish song in my head, like, what was I made for? Like, I've been hearing that so much over and over and over lately in my life. And I guess it could be related to anything, you know, life, job, school, whatever you guys are going through. It's easy to kind of be taken aback by situations, and those situations make you wonder, what was I made for? What in the heck am I supposed to be doing with my life? And that is an open-ended question for any of us. And for any of you out there that are like, oh, I've got it all together, I know what I'm doing for the rest of my life. Stop lying, first of all. Second of all, it's okay not to know what you want to do. You can start over when you're 20. You can start over when you're 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. You can start over. What you may enjoy doing now, whether it's work, whether it's your personal life, your hobbies, it's okay to eventually change your mind and say, actually, maybe that isn't something that serves its purpose for me anymore. Maybe I'm not feeling as, happy about X, Y, or Z. One thing I've always struggled with is my identity in things. I am a recovering people pleaser, and over the last couple years, that has gotten a lot better for me. I will say I still want to make an impact with people, but not to the extent of being taken advantage of. And that is a boundary we all must possess. But I've really been kind of just sitting back and thinking, am I making an impact in my day-to-day life? I do love what I do. I really do. And for those of you who have known me for a long time, I used to want to be a nurse. Now I'm in human resources. Would you have guessed that if you met me like years ago? You would have thought I'm definitely a nurse right now. I hung that hat up, but I'm still taking care of people just in a different manner, and I'm really passionate about it. But it's okay sometimes to just sit and be like, am I still productive? Am I still enough? Do I still feel like this fills my cup? And it's kind of this shift of energy. And again, it doesn't have to be related to work. It's, are you investing in what brings you joy? Not just what maybe pays the bills or what helps take care of the household. Are you doing what makes you happy? And if you're not doing it in your day job, what are you doing at the end of the day from your 5 to 9, right? I love hearing, this is my 5 to 9, this is my 5 to 9. What are you doing in your 5 to 9 to still feel like you're making an impact in your life? Are you going to the gym? Are you recording a podcast that means a lot to you? You may not fully feel fulfilled in your day-to-day job, and that's totally normal, but you're never too old to chase another dream. That's what I want all of you to understand. You are not too old to keep chasing your dreams, even while you may be doing something that doesn't bring you as much joy as your dreams, or you feel like, oh, that's not obtainable. Everything that is big and impactful that we see around us was once a dream. Walt Disney. That man bought property in California and Florida and said, these are going to be the most magical, most wonderful places on earth. Families from far and wide are going to come here. He wasn't really focused on the monetary gain of it completely, but this was a place for so many people to enjoy. And look at the legacy that built. What are you doing in your 5 to 9 to build your legacy? I'll be very honest with you. A big reason Momstrosity has been MIA for a year is because I'm like, what's the point? It's not going anywhere. But then when I started doing it again, and so many people are reaching out, people are reaching out, peach, blah, 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 can't talk, see? So many people are reaching out to me and telling me, oh my gosh, I loved this. This impacted me. I missed you. I loved, having this podcast. That fueled my fire. I say that to say this. If you're doing something that means something to you, it doesn't have to make you money. It doesn't have to make you money. If you're doing something that is chasing your dreams, and at the end of the day you feel happy and you feel fulfilled, it is so worth it. I'm not making a single nickel off of Momstrosity podcast. I'm not. But I'm making an impact to people. And that is something so beautiful to me. All the money in the world could never matter to the impact it is making in other people's lives. And that's why I invest in it. That's why I take the time to do it. Even on the days where I'm like, man, I'm tired. I don't feel like sitting on a microphone and talking. This is my dream. This is my dream. Momstrosity is my dream. It started out as a blog back in 2018 when I was suffering with postpartum depression. And now it's become this platform for so many people to just come and feel safe and secure and understood and validated in their feelings. Feelings they're maybe not comfortable talking to people about, but they hear a story on Momstrosity and they're like, man, that really changed my day. Man, that really helped me get over my depression. That's all I want out of this. That is all I could ever ask for. And I think when we start chasing a dream or a goal or a degree or a new job or a promotion, when we start chasing those things, I think we have a really, really bad habit and this may not be everybody, but I think we have a really bad habit of, okay, if I hit X goal, then I am successful. If I hit Y goal, then I am successful. Here you come, creeping up on X goal. You're almost there to the hurdle and you move the goalpost back. Okay, well now I need to hit Y goal, but you haven't. You're so close to hitting this goal that you wanted days, months, weeks ago, and you just moved it back. And it's like, okay, well now we're chasing Y goal. We get to Y goal hurdle. We move back the goalpost again. Why are we doing that? Are you feeling fulfilled when you create this goal, you get so close to it, and then you move it back? If you're like me, you're not going to feel fulfilled. And I am guilty of that. I'll be like, I'll be successful when blank. And then I'll hit that target and then I'm like, yeah, but actually, no, I'll be successful when this happens. So, right, like in a year, I would love for Momstrosity to have over 1,000 people listening. 1,000 people listening consistently in 1 year. That's what I want Momstrosity to become. But I can tell you I have about 50 people listening right now. But I have almost 600 followers on Facebook. So an obtainable goal is getting at least those 600 to listen, and then they share it with 600 others, and maybe by the end of a year, I'll have 1,000 listeners. That is a goal for me. But what we have to break the habit of is, okay, I'm coming up on 900 consistent listeners, right? Almost to 1,000. I think I want 1,500 listeners now. And I'm so close to that 1,000 goal that I set a year ago. And I am not going to be able to bask in the success of that goal because I moved that goalpost down again. And we're all guilty of it. I love the saying that comparison is a thief of joy. And I think everybody has done it, you know, especially when my husband and I were early on struggling. And like, I want to be proud and happy for my friends that, you know, they bought a house, they bought a car, they bought a this. Meanwhile, me and my husband are barely scraping by to pay for groceries early on in our relationship. And you yearn for those things. Well, guess what? Just because it wasn't my time then doesn't mean I didn't work my ass off and my husband worked his ass off to get those goals. No, we didn't have them right out of the jump, but you can bet your ass within 5 years, we were in our home, we had vehicles that we loved somewhat, you know, until they broke down. If you listened last episode, you know. But anyway, we have things we're proud of. We're able to do X, Y, and Z without X, Y, and Z being impacted. Like, we got in our house. We, you know, we got the vehicles. We, whatever. It's so simple to get caught up in what everybody else has going on for them. And I think when we compare it, it's like somebody in my LinkedIn connection shared a post, and it was basically like, the life you are living now that you feel isn't enough or something along those lines, it's not enough, is a life that someone would pray to switch you for or hope to switch you for, whichever, you know, suits you. They would switch places with you in a heartbeat. And so we get so busy moving these goalposts, looking at our friends, being happy for them, but then comparing, well, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. That friend has this degree. That friend has this many kids. That friend or family member has this brand new house or this brand new phone or this brand new. You forget to look around and be like, I have a car that runs. It gets my kids to school safely, gets me to where I need to be. I have a home. And the most impactful time that I have is like driving down the road and you see somebody on the side of the road, you know they are homeless. And I feel so guilty. I'm like, dang it, I was just complaining about the washing machine going out. They would love to just have a roof over their head and a washing machine to tend to. You get so busy living in the fast lane, living in the comparison lane, that it's just so easy for us to look around and be like, man, I I get to go to Disney every year with my family. There are people that only get to go one time in their life, and they would love to go every year. But I'm over here complaining because X, Y, or Z broke down in my house. And I did complain a lot in my last video. You guys heard that. There's a time and a place to complain. But we have to, one, stop comparing ourselves to people around us. Billionaires, because let's face it, there's like, 3,000 in the world, statistically. That's just not always in the cards for everybody to be a billionaire or a millionaire. We get so hung up in comparing ourselves to what other people have. We don't look around and think, I achieved this. I'm a single parent and I still went to school and I still was able to buy my kid that Christmas present because I worked so hard. I had the money to do that. It's the whole spectacle of, it's almost like you don't want or you don't feel like you're worthy of the things you work your ass off for. Because you look around and say, well, I've only got a 2017 and my friend Bob has a 2027 Bugatti. Well, you know what else Bob has? A lot of damn debt. Okay? And when you look at it like that, it really changes your perspective. Because last year I struggled with that. I'm like, man, so-and-so went and got a new car. They don't know what negative equity is. Cut it out. Because you know what? I put the Band-Aid on the sucker and it gets me where I need to be safely 9 times out of 10. Meanwhile, there are people walking to and from their job every day in the cold, in the heat, in the rain. I at least have shelter. And you guys know I've got some ADHD, so I'm hopping around a little bit. But over the last couple of weeks, I've really been just like reflecting on a lot of things. What am I happy doing? Am I making an impact? And you may be doing what you need to get by, but please, I beg of you, invest in yourself in that 5 to 9 hour, right? You've got your 9 to 5, but love yourself enough to invest in your dreams, your joys, your hobbies in that 5 to 9 hour. It's not sustainable all the time. We have kids. We have, some of us are taking care of our parents. Everybody's got something going on. But if we just live in that go with the motions mentality, you're going to look around and be 75 and wish you were 30 again, which is how old I will be this year. You're going to wish you were 30 again, investing in the things that make you happy. And you don't have to financially invest in those things. Invest your time, because your time is worth more than any dollar amount. Invest the time to look into the things that make you happy. Chase the dreams that make you happy. There's like a 99% chance maybe 30 people or less are going to listen to this podcast. But I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop because I have a dream. I have a dream with this podcast, and I really would love to see it take off. But to me, taking it off is, last week I had 52 listeners. Maybe this time I'll have 53. And that's one more. Don't make your goals so unattainable that you lose yourself chasing the dream, because then you lose the passion for what it is that you're chasing. And that's not fair either. You're going to fail. 9 times out of 10, you're going to fail. So many successful people failed hundreds and hundreds of times, but that 101 or 102 attempt they had, bam, the success hits. What if they wouldn't have tried 101, 102, 103? They stopped at attempt 100. They would have been stagnant, and they would have never known that their dream was just through one more open door. One more open door. And I'm guilty of it. I really am, guys. Like, I'm not even going to lie to you. I'm very guilty of, well, why do it? Again, what was I made for? What was I made for? I'm very guilty of it. But one thing I can do, and God rest my grandmother's soul, I can talk your ear off. And I can provide a place of comfort and solace and empathy. And so then I bought this microphone. I bought this microphone and I started yapping on it again. And I don't know where it's going to take me. It may just take me to one person's ears. But like I've said in the beginning, if I can just impact one of you, I feel like it's served its purpose. I want to make a difference in people's lives. People that don't know me, people that do know me. People that probably know me in my personal life probably tell you I'm an asshole. I mean, I am to the right people. I am to the right people. But you had to get me to that level. And people that know me know you had to have gotten me to that level to be an ass. And I only do that when you mess with my kids or you mess with my husband or you barked up my tree too many times. Usually I'm pretty easygoing and I want what's best for everybody. Every single person. I want what is best for every person in the world because at the end of the day, we are all running the same race and it is not a sprint, it is a marathon and we all end up in the same type of box or urn by the time it is said and done. Going into my 30th year of life, I've really been reflecting on legacies. What legacy am I leaving behind for others? For my kids, for my grandchildren, hopefully my great-grandchildren one day. What am I leaving behind for them to remember about me? That is important to me. There's also a song, and I love music. You guys are going to learn that very quickly on here. But they say you die twice, once when they bury you, and once when people stop saying your name. And I think about that quote all the time. I'm like, dang, when's the last time someone's going to say my name? When does the hourglass snap and I'm no longer even an existing thought in someone's mind? In 100 years, I hope someone looks back on these YouTube videos and they still get the message I'm trying to get across. And it's that you are worthy of everything the world has to offer. You may not have the financial means, but you have the gumption, you have the brain power, you have the heart, you have the soul, and you have the compassion and the passion to go chase your dreams. Even if right now they don't make you money, go chase them. I hope in 5 years' time, maybe this thing blows up. And maybe it doesn't. And maybe it sits in the back of the YouTube or the Spotify or the Apple Podcast archives. But I had a damn good time doing this. I really enjoyed it. And I want that for so many people. You know, you may be struggling with being a stay-at-home parent and wondering, like, what am I made for? And that's a really hard job, by the way. That is a full-time job, being a stay-at-home parent. I love my kids, but whatever they're paying the teachers to be with them, like, that much all day in one tiny room, double it. No, triple it. Actually, triple it. I love them so much. I love my kids. Everybody loves their kids. But, you know, I think about things like that. It's like, if you're a stay-at-home parent and you're like, man, I'm not chasing my dreams, your time is coming to chase your dreams again. I sit and think about how the fact that I'm like, man, I have an 8-year-old. Wow, time has flown. And then I'm like, but I've got 10 more years till I have an adult. And then I'm like, oh my God, I only have 10 more years, 10 more summers, 10 more years until I have an adult who gets to go off and make their own choices. It goes so fast. So even if you're a stay-at-home parent, or you maybe at a job you don't enjoy, please take the time, because your time is coming. Your time is coming. Please take the time to invest in yourself, whether it's your time, whether it's just a hobby you love, whether it's going to the gym. I'll be back. I know I've been very terrible and I've not been to the gym, but I am coming back. You want to go to school. You want to find the means to do it. Don't let the first brick wall stop you from reaching the door of opportunity. Please don't let that happen to you. Do not give up on yourself. And I'm talking to myself right now too, because I'll be honest. For a minute there, I was like, I hit a little bit of a speed bump with a couple things. Maybe I don't want to record monstrosity anymore. And you know what I did? I went back and read your messages. I went back and read your comments. I went back and saw some of the things you put on my YouTube or my Spotify. And I read those things until I got the energy and the motivation to get my little butt on this microphone, turn on my editing software, and make you this episode. Most days I end my work day and I just want to lay in bed because I'm just like, it's busy, it's hectic. That's a lot on anybody. But I can be tired when I'm dead. I have dreams to chase, damn it, and so do you. So do you. So I guess I'll leave you with this. Chase your dreams. Invest in your 5 to 9. Like I said, invest in your 5 to 9. Don't give up on yourself. And for the love of God, if you have a goal, don't move your goalpost until you've achieved that goal. Hit that goal and then move yourself forward to another goal. Don't move the goalpost before you've achieved whatever it is you're wanting to achieve, so that you can relish in that feeling and that accomplishment and that, oh my gosh, I did it. Now what can I do? Not almost there. Let me see. Actually, I'll feel more successful if I'm at 5,000 subscribers, not 500. Don't do that to yourself. Love yourself enough to know you are worthy of chasing whatever your dreams are. You are allowed to cut people out who tell you your dreams are not attainable. You are allowed to set boundaries for only positive things in your life, because the world is negative enough. We are all dealing with negative things in our lives. Have one good thing that gets you out of bed, makes you want to make an impact, and makes you feel fulfilled. If you don't fulfill yourself in your 9 to 5, or being a stay-at-home parent, or being a full-time student, or whatever in the hell it is you're doing, take those few hours at the end of the day when people are sleeping or resting or watching TV, and grind it out and invest in yourself. I'm going to take that advice too. You're looking at it. This is Momstrosity podcast, where we are unhinged, not unaware. Again, I'm your host, Kelsie. It is so good to just be back on this platform. You guys can help me grow it too. So if you're listening, send your friends over to my Instagram, my Facebook page, my TikTok page. My TikTok and Instagram do need a little bit of love. So if the 500 plus people that are on my Facebook want to go over there and follow me, that'd be great. But also, don't forget, go subscribe to my Spotify, my Apple podcast, and my YouTube page. YouTube is where you can actually see me yapping. Today I decided to sit in the corner of my living room in my comfy chair that my friend gave me, and it's my favorite little nook in the house where everyone will leave me alone. But I hope this message really made an impact to you. I've got a couple guests coming up. I'm really excited. My friend Tisha May is going to be on promoting her new single coming up. My tattoo artist Kyle, I told you guys about him. He will be on the podcast in a couple of weeks, and he actually just got off of another podcast, so he's going to share the details so you can hear extra stories from him, so to speak. But I think I'll leave you with that. Chase your dreams, damn it. Invest in yourself. It doesn't always have to be money. Invest in yourself. Quit comparing yourself to other people. You're doing fine where you are, and the world will reward your hard work. Try saying that 10 times fast. I will see you next time, my friends. Bye-bye.